Hey people, it's Niaah. I would like to thank a page called Black History Unlocked on Instagram for telling me about this story. So this is Leonard Percival Howell, the first Rasta, and this is from the lphfoundation.org. Leonard Percival Howell, father of Rastafari. L. Long may you live to guide us, the people of our race. P. Press forward onward to the victory of our cause, no disgrace. H. Hail Selassie, guide you, his voice you will obey. Omega is the watchword, we shall win the day. With you to lead us forward, our sorrows soon shall cease. Ethiopia's children shall dwell at home in peace. Long may you live to guide us to Ethiopia's shore. Long live the Lion of Judah's foes, tremble at his roar. By T.C. Tellars. Leonard Percival Howell was born in the parish of Clarendon, Jamaica, WI, on June 16, 1898. He died in Kingston, Jamaica, WI, in 1981. He was born a hero, a scholar, and beyond the shadow of a doubt died a hero defending his race. His parents, Thomas and Clementina Howell, who were independent farmers and business owners, motivated his son Leonard to travel. In the 1920s, he left Jamaica on a ship to the United States of America, where he advanced his intellect and academic skills. During the 1920s, black men and women were living in an era of racial discrimination, bigotry, oppression, segregation, encountered brutality, and endless violence. It was not easy for Howell, who had fallen victim to hatred and bigotry and oppression, to stand aside and look. He was convinced it was his responsibility, that he committed his life by taking a personal stand against the forces of hatred, oppression, and injustice. He traveled to many cities and countries, preached among all groups of people to help raise the conscience of the public. He encouraged black leaders so that every individual would work and create a world in which genocide will not occur again. He had the support of many African leaders and heads of state like Kwame Nkrumah, W.E. Du Bois, Bishop Johnson of Lagos, Benito Sylvain of Ethiopia, and Jomo Kenyatta of Kenya. And black revolutionaries like Marcus Garvey and his UNIA added to his political and spiritual development in the United States. Howell became a member and participant of the Pan-African movement. After the death of Howell's father, Charles Howell, he returned to Jamaica in 1932. It was an emotional and demanding experience, but it was also critical for anyone who believes in the dignity and value of human lives to understand that Howell was a messenger sent from the divine creator to deliver the messages, and no time could be set aside for mourning. Relentlessly, he traveled throughout the city of Kingston, St. Thomas, and other parts of Jamaica preaching. He performed the role of catalytic agent in teaching the radical millenarian consciousness that based itself on the doctrine of the divine kingship of Ethiopia's Rastafari. He preached the divinity of Haile Selassie first as a man-god. The concept of God being in a man or human form was very prevalent during ancient times, especially in Africa and Eastern spiritual practices. In the Rastafarian philosophy, the reincarnation of Haile Selassie as God, transformed in the flesh, is a pillar of the belief of systems and doctrine. We as Negroes have founded a new ideal. Whilst our God has no color, it is human to see everything through one's own spectacles. And since white peoples have seen their God through white spectacles, we've only now started out late, though it be, to see our God through our spectacles. We shall worship him through the spectacles of Ethiopia. The Philosophy and Opinions of Marcus Garvey, page 41. Howell became the most successful teacher of Rastafari doctrine. He enjoined black people to be proud of heritage and culture, to have their own money, banks, to be self-motivated, strong, self-sufficient, where black economies would triumph, and to hold high the value of education. Furthermore, he preached to show respect, love, and honor. He said, "The white man's doctrine has forced the black man to forsake silver and gold and seek heaven after death. It has brought us to live in disgrace and die in dishonor. King Rastafari of Ethiopia was sent as a Messiah to free the minds of Africans who have been enslaved mentally and physically. King Rastafari taught us to go beyond the height of consciousness and accept that the black man too have a God that is made in the image of a black man, same as a white God is made in the image of a white man. An Indian God is made in the image of an Indian man, an Oriental God made in the image of an Oriental man, etc." Howell's favorite song: "We are not divided, all one family, one in hope and justice, one in charity. We are going to a land where milk and honey flow. We are not divided, all one family." Despite the fact that Howell became the most persecuted man in the history of Jamaica, and I find it fascinating, is that all I've seen from Howell is for everyone to be treated as human beings, live in love and harmony, and he's now the most persecuted man in the history of Jamaica. He must be credited for purchasing over 500 acres of land at Sligoville and St. Catherine, became known as Pinnacle. It was the center of the Rastafari movement. Apologies, I'm just a bit tired now. The first free slave, self-sufficient and economically empowered African village in Jamaica, a historical move. Many generations of African slaves in the thousands came from rural and urban Jamaica, settled on the land and made their vision a reality. They lived a natural way of life in harmony with the universe, showed love and peace to all race and color, lived in unity, worked collectively, uphold culture, heritage, freedom, and justice. Many who were farmers planted organic food, and others who were skilled in arts and craft made household items. In addition, herbal medicine, roots, tonic, and other produce supplies and sold to the local government, private, and public sector. Howell was a man of great vision and mystic spirituality. He created codes and principles based on teachings of Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I and developed the Ethiopian Society, aka the Rastafari movement. I am convinced the children we are Before his death in 1981, Howell once said, "I am convinced the children we are teaching today will become vanguards and guardians of our freedom tomorrow and better citizens to defend our democracy, to ensure that generations to come will learn from the Holocaust of slavery and keep the flame of remembrance burning, help them to understand more about the past, that our history never repeats itself, so that we can create a better future for all human race." And I just want to say something that when Fugtition once said, "Our ancestors whispered to us from the echoes of the past, don't let this happen again. May the spirits of my ancestors protect me." End quote. So anyway, that is the end of the video talking about Leonard Percival Howell. The Rastafari movement, despite the fact that it is still to this day a small minority movement within Jamaica, has had a profound cultural and spiritual effect on black people all over the world through the efforts of Bob Marley and others to spread its message of peace, love, and harmony, and a separate way for black people to have independence, freedom, and dignity. Anyway, peace.